Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सखगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सखगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ईश्वरा परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita. So we are in the being Saturday evening here in US and Sunday morning in India. So we are studying now in the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So we finished 6 slokas in the 5th chapter. So in the 5th chapter, it is Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. So that's what 5th chapter. So it's a continuation of Karma Yoga starting from the 3rd chapter, and even in the 4th chapter also we studied at length, and now it's continuing in the 5th chapter also. Only in the 6th chapter, next chapter, we are going to study about Dhyana Yoga. So basically from chapter 3 to 5, everything is continuously about Karma Yoga. And many times devotees ask the question, which yoga is the best one? In fact, there is nothing like there are different yogas. Yoga is yoga only. So yoga means it's linking with God, connecting with God. So yoga means achieving the status of equanimity, being equal in both success and failure. So that is possible only when we are able to connect with God. So that's why yoga means linking with God, connecting with God. That is yukta. So yoga and yukta. So yukta means you are connected with God. So yukta. So that means we have achieved the status of yoga with the knowledge of this Bhagavad Gita. So this karma yoga is very, very important for everyone. So one cannot say that I'm following this yoga or that yoga. Should I follow karma yoga? Should I follow jnana yoga or bhakti yoga? Not at all different. All are same. So everyone has to get this knowledge, this jnana yoga, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, understanding that we are the soul, we are not the body. Everyone should have that knowledge. And Krishna, for a reason only he is teaching. Krishna told Arjuna that I have explained to you the Sankhya. So there is the knowledge. So yesate abhigita Sankhya. So buddhi yoge tyumam shrunu. Now you hear from me about the buddhi. So that doesn't mean that Krishna told Arjuna that thus far I have given you one path. Now let me show you a different path, tell you a different path, and you select the one which is best for you. So not like that. So that jnana yoga, that knowledge, what we are getting, understanding is that each and every activity is binding us to this material realm, and we should perform our activities in such a way it should liberate us. So that doesn't mean that we can just renounce the activities. If we can just stop the activities, that is not an answer. to free ourselves from the reactions. To free ourselves from the karma bandha, we need to prove that we don't have attachment to the results. That way only we can free ourselves from the bondage to work in this way. Not simply by renouncing our activities. Of course, we need to renounce all bad activities, abominable activities. So that already Krishna told very clearly. Durenagi avaram karma. You keep all abominable activities at a far distance. So that we need to already do that. So there is no doubt about it. Already Krishna told us very clearly that you perform only the prescribed duties. Niyatam kuru karma. Niyatam kuru karmatvam. So you perform your prescribed duties. So that is very important. So we should not be doing abominable activities. We should do only the prescribed duties. So that we have to do. There is no doubt. There is no point we can renounce such activities. Only kamyanam karmanam Krishna. Kamyanam karmana. So sannyasam kavayovidam. So that's what Krishna says in the 18th chapter. Kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavayovidam. So one who is renouncing the activities which are due to our material attachments, which is due to our material desires. So that's what kamyanam karmanam nyasam. So of course we need to renounce all the activities which are purely meant to please only ourselves. That is not at all good. So we need to perform all the activities which are actually meant to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. That's what is very important. So we need to perform the activities which pleases Krishna the most. Because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such kind of activities should never be renounced. And we should perform those activities as an offering unto Krishna. So that's what in this Karma Yoga we are studying. In the 3rd chapter also we studied. And in the 4th chapter also Krishna very clearly taught us about the yajnas, different types of yajnas. So different ways of offering to Krishna. And then out of that, this Jnana Yajna, everything ends in the Jnana Yajna, culminates at the this knowledge. So that's what is very important. So that way, Krishna in the 4th chapter very, very clearly explained to us about the importance of this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Nothing else which is so sublime than this Bhagavad Gita. Nothing else which can purify us than Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the purifier. So, this knowledge, Krishna is telling very clearly that if we get this knowledge, then we will never be under illusion. Then we will never be confused again. So that way we will be able to do everything in the right way. If we have this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then Krishna will teach us how to act, how to live. Everything will be very, very clear. Our life will be very, very blissful. Otherwise, our life is actually very, very miserable. So now we need to choose. Do we want to lead a blissful life or do we want to lead a miserable life? So the choice is ours. So if we don't want to follow Krishna, if we envy Krishna, if we don't have belief on Krishna, so if we don't believe in Krishna, so that means we are choosing to suffer ourselves. We are choosing this miserable life. So this is our choice. We cannot blame it on Krishna. We cannot say that, oh, Krishna is making everyone to suffer in this way. All such things we cannot say like that. Because choice is already given to us. So we need to choose. So if we desire to serve Krishna, if you need to be with Krishna, if you want to love Krishna and serve Krishna, so if you can take that choice also. So then we will be freed from this material veil. We will enjoy. So we will lead a blissful life. Very, very happy life. So complete peace of mind. So fully peaceful life. So all such things are possible with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, if you choose that way. But if you choose to suffer, then we are going to struggle and suffer in this material world. If we forget Krishna, if we think only about material sense objects, if we keep on doing activities which are going to bring us more and more miseries, which are going to bind us more and more in this material world, we need to understand. We need to really understand in a day, whatever the activities we do, we should be able to really figure out whether those activities are actually binding us more to this world or liberating us from this world. So when we go to bed, we need to think about how much activities we did and how much we got bound more into this world or how much we got liberated from this world. So that's what is very important. So there is the balance we need to check. There is no point in keep checking our bank balance, all such things. The papa and punya. So that's what is very important. So we need to erase all the papas. So that's what is very important. Esam to antagatam papa. Antagatam papa means our papa should be completely gone. It should come to an end. Esam to antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam. So those who have done only pious activities. Jananam punya karmanam. Te dvandvamoga nirmuktaga bhajante mam tritavrataga. So in order to free themselves from the dualities in this material world, so they will worship me. That's what they will, with great determination. Dhritavrataga. So they will worship me with great determination. That's what Krishna is saying. So we need to choose. Choice is ours. So, and for us, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge will help us. Will help us always to choose the right thing, so that we will never make mistakes. Because if you don't have knowledge, whatever we do, we will be making mistakes. We'll be committing mistakes. That means we'll be binding ourselves more into this way. So we'll be committing sins. So the choice is ours. We need to work. We need to really have this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. We need to think and act accordingly and choose accordingly with the help of this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So that's why we are able to study and understand this Bhagavad Gita every day very nicely. And Krishna is continuously teaching us. Krishna is giving us this knowledge more and more. We are getting so much of knowledge which we cannot get from anywhere else. We need to understand, period. Simply, this knowledge is not there anywhere. This is the king of knowledge. This is the most confidential knowledge. Only a devotee can study and understand. Only a person who believes in Krishna. Shraddha. So, Krishna is saying that Teme matam nidam nityam anutistanti manavaga shraddhavanto anasuyanto muchyante tepi karmabhi. Anyone who follows my injunctions with faith, without envy, so they will be freed from all the miseries of material existence. Muchyante tepi karmabhi. So that means they are no longer forced by anyone. We are no longer forced. We are no longer under the control of the three modes of material nature. So we have got such a great knowledge. Krishna is teaching us, and we need to get this knowledge fully, completely, and then we should follow in our life. So that way, we are very, very lucky, very, very fortunate that we have got this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So Arjuna is also asking excellent questions. Last week we studied about, Arjuna again asked the question about the difference between karma and sannyasa. So this question should not come again to us at all. We have to be very, very clear. So many times we will also ask the question, what is sannyasa, what is karma, yoga, all those things. In Bhagavad Gita, everything is discussed very neatly, very clearly. Arjuna is also asking questions nicely, and Krishna also is explaining everything in detail. So, sannyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogam cha samsasi yachreya yetayor ekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. So, sannyasam karmanam means renouncing the activities. Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogam cha samsasi. You also explained to me about the yoga. That means performing the activities. Renouncing the activities, performing the activities. That means renouncing the attachment to the results. So, there are two things. These two things are different. Sannyasam karmanam Krishna. So, renouncing the activities. So, or renouncing the results. So, sannyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogam cha samsasi. So then Krishna told very, very clearly that even if you renounce the activities also, you will come to me only. But that is not at all recommended. In fact, that is not possible. That's very difficult. It is really very, very difficult. There is no point even in thinking about it or discussing about it or even exploring more about it. We are not going to get anything. We are going to get a lot of sufferings only. That's what we are going to get. So we should not think that we are so intelligent. Let me figure it out. What is this sannyasam karmanam Krishna? How to sannyasa, do sannyasa, how to renounce all those things. It's not possible, especially in this Kali Yuga, and it's not doable, and it's very difficult, and the path is troublesome, and it's going to bring us a lot of miseries, and we are going to suffer. But Yoga Yukto Munir Brahma Acharena Adhikachati. So that's what Krishna is saying there. So, whereas if we perform our yoga, if we perform all the activities for Krishna, so then very quickly we will attain the Brahman. That's what we studied. Yoga Yukto Nachirena Adhikachati. So that's what Krishna is saying. So very quickly we will go to Krishna. So that way this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is very important. That's what very quickly. So Saddhava Labate Jnanam Tatparaga Samyate Indriga Jnanam Labdva Param Santim Achirena Adhikachati. That's what Krishna is saying. We already studied about it in the 4th chapter. In the 4th chapter, we studied towards the end. Krishna taught us very clearly that a faithful person will get this knowledge. Shraddhava labate jnanam tatparaga samyate indriyagam. So he will be able to control his mind, control his senses. Tatparaga samyate indriyaga. Jnanam labdva param santim achirena adhikachati. So when we get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then we will get the supreme peace of mind very quickly. Achirena adhikachati. So the same thing Krishna is saying that Yoga Yukto Munir Brahma Nachirena Adhikachati. That's what Krishna is saying that. Yoga Yukto Munir Brahma. So a person who is engaged, who is practicing this Bhagavad Gita, so that is what is called Yoga Yukta. So that Munir, so that sage, because he is able to control his senses, because he is able to control his mind. So that's what is called Munir. Sitadir Munir Uchchade. So that Munir, Brahman Nachirena Adhikachati. He will attain the Brahman. That is Krishna's abode very quickly, without any delay. Nachirena Adhikachati means without any delay, very quickly. So very quickly he gets it. That's what Krishna is saying. So then in the 6th sloka, that's what we studied up to 6 slokas. Now we are continuing from today in the 5th chapter, 7th sloka. So what Krishna is saying that in the 7th sloka, in the 5th chapter, Yoga Yukto Visuddhatma Vijitatma Jitendriyaga Sarvabhutatma Bhutatma Kurvannapi Nalipyate. Yoga Yukto Visuddhatma. So Visuddha means a purified soul. So Yoga Yukto Visuddhatma. So a person who is purified soul, Yoga Yukto Visuddhatma, Vijitatma Jitendriyaga. So who has conquered his senses, Jitendriyaga. So Vijitatma, so having conquered the senses, self-control, Vijitatma, who has conquered the self, who has controlled the self, who has conquered the senses, that's what Vijitatma Jitendriyaga. Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma. So Sarva Bhuta. So Sarva Bhuta means all living entities. Atma Bhutatma means very compassionate to all living entities. That's what Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma. Kurvannapi na lipyate. When he executes, when he performs his duty, when he performs his actions, he is not bound. So that's what Kurvannapi na lipyate. So that's what Yoga Yukto Visuddhatma Vijittatma Jitendriyaga Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma Kurvannapi na lipyate. So then Krishna is teaching us in the next 2 slokas, sloka number 8 and 9 continuously. Naiva kinchit karo meti yukto manyeta tattva vidhu pasyan srinvan spasan jigran asnan gachan swapan swasan pralapan visrijjan grinnan unmishan nimishan api Indriyani Indriyatebhya Vartantaiti Dharayan. So Naiva Kinchit Karometi Yukto Manyeta Tattvavit. So one should think that I am not doing anything. So that's what Naiva Kinchit Karometi. So I am not doing anything. In fact, that is the reality, that is the fact. We are not doing anything. Everything is done by the 3 modes of material nature. Many times we studied in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is teaching us that very clearly. All the activities are carried out by the 3 modes of material nature. We are not doing anything. So one should think that I am not the doer, I am not doing anything. Naiva kinchit karometi yukto manyeta tattvavit. Pasyan Srinvan Sparsan Jigran. So while seeing, Pasyan, Srinvan means while hearing, then Sparsan means while touching, Jigran means while smelling. So seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, and asnan means eating. So that's what seeing is, the sense of seeing, sense of hearing, sense of touching, and sense of smelling, and sense of tasting. That's what pasyan srinvan spassan jigran asnan. Then gachan swapan swasan. So gachan means going, and swapan dreaming, and swasan breathing. So swasan. So swapan swasan. Then pralapan visirjan grinnan. Pralapan means while talking. Visirjan and grinnan. So you give up something or accept something. That's what visirjan grinnan. You give away something, you throw away something, or you take something, you accept something. Visirjan grinnan. Unmission nimission. So unmission means opening our eyes, and nimission means closing our eyes. Unmission nimission napi. In all these things, so while seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, going out, going dreaming, and breathing, and talking, and giving up, accepting, opening, closing, in all these things, one should understand that we are not the doer. Only the senses are engaged with the sense objects, and we are not doing anything. There is no connection between us and doing all these things. That's how we need to think. We are not doing anything. If something, sense object, I'm seeing something, I'm not seeing it. Only the senses are seeing it, not me, not the soul. Soul is not seeing it. If something touching or something tasting, I'm not doing anything. Only the senses are engaged with the sense objects. That's what Indriyani, Indriyarthebhya. So the senses are engaged with their objects. So I'm aloof. I'm not doing anything. So that's how we need to think. That is the reality. That is the fact. But when we think that I am doing it, I am eating, I am tasting, I am doing everything, I am seeing everything, I am like that, there only we are committing mistakes. We are not doing anything. In this material world, we are not the doer. Only the three modes of material nature, the Swabhava, is doing everything. And we need to understand this and get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and surrender unto Krishna and desire to serve Krishna. That's it. What we need to have, the desiring is only we are doing it. The desires are entering into our mind. The desires are coming. So those desires should be spiritual desires to please Krishna. It should not be material desires to satisfy, to gratify our senses. That should not be that way. So then we are safe. If we do like that, if we think like that, we are safe. Otherwise, we are going to struggle and suffer in this material world. So that's why a person in the divine consciousness, although engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving about, sleeping, and breathing, and always knows within himself that he actually does nothing at all. Because while speaking, evacuating, receiving, or opening or closing his eyes, he always knows that only the material senses are engaged with their sense objects, and he is aloof from them. So that's what is the fact. That's what we need to realize. We need to understand. We need to do. And that is going to be possible only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, by getting ourselves attachment to Krishna. So with the Krishna consciousness, when our mind is focused on Krishna, then we can. So then in the 10th sloka, Krishna is continuing that Brahmanaraya karmani sangam tyaktva karotyaga lipyatena sapapena padmapatram ivambasam. Brahmanaraya karmani. Adaya means for the benefit of, that is for offering to Krishna. So that's what everything we should be doing only for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, Brahman. So Krishna is also referred as Brahman. We are also Brahman, but Krishna is Param Brahman. Sometimes in Bhagavad Gita it simply says Brahman, but it is Krishna's abode, Krishna's will, Krishna himself. So that's what Brahman adaya karmani sangam tyaktva karotyaka. So we need to adaya means for him. So for the sake of Brahman, for the sake of Krishna, only for pleasing Krishna, all the activities we should perform, we should do. Karmani karoti, karmani karotyaga. We need to perform all the activities sangam tyaktva, by giving up the attachment to the results. That's what is very important. So we need to perform all the activities by giving up the attachment to the results. How? Krishna is giving a very nice analogy, nice example here. How we should do? That is, lipyatena sapapena padmapatram ivambasa. Padmapatra means a lotus leaf. Ambasa means water. So like water on the lotus leaf, it doesn't stick to the leaf and it doesn't fall also. So like that, we should do our duties without any attachment to the results. We should not be disturbed by the results. We should not be attached to the results. But we should simply do that for the satisfaction of Krishna. So that's what Brahman adaya karmani sangam tyaktva karotyaga lipyate nasa papena padmapatram ivambasa. So that's how we need to do all our activities. How is that going to be possible? Only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Only when we study this Bhagavad Gita, understand this Bhagavad Gita fully, then we will be able to do like that. So by Krishna's mercy, costless mercy, we are getting this knowledge. And definitely by Krishna's costless mercy, we will be able to do all our activities as an offering unto Krishna. So by giving up all the attachment to the results, we can do our duties and serve Krishna very well. Hare Krishna. By Krishna's costless mercy, we have successfully finished 10 slokas in the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. I'll stop now and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.